This segment is taken from Retro Video Game Magazine's Gameinformer 258 video on my channel. To see the full 2-hour episode, click on the link below or at the end of this video. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy. The top 25 horror games of all time by the Gameinformer staff. The staff says, similar to how certain things scare some people and don't faze others, deciding what constitutes a horror game is subjective. These are the top 25 games that they consider either brutally frightening, a blast to play, innovators in horror storytelling, or some mixture therein. And keep in mind, these are only games released before October 2014 qualify, so let me know in the comments below if they missed any that you think should have made the list, or if you disagree with their rankings.
Number 25.
Number 25 is Blood, a PC game released in 1997. I never actually played this game, but Gameinformer mentions the game features carefully crafted settings and tongue-in-cheek nods to classic horror films, including Evil Dead 2 and The Shining, while also being inspired by Doom's first-person shooting gameplay.
Number 24.
Number 24, Splatterhouse, for the arcade. I've played and completed this version of the game, and it's brutally difficult. Gameinformer says for its time, it was an over-the-top violent homage to slasher films that was controversial and even was censored for the TurboGrafx-16 port by taming down the religious iconography and mild profanity, making the arcade version the one to play.
Number 23.
Garcia Hotspur was a man that had it all. A killer motorcycle, a sweet leather jacket, and a hot girlfriend. From hell.
What about me?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh bugger! 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 We're so screwed!
If you truly loved me, why didn't you die with me?
This woman belongs in the Lord of Demons' bed. My wrath is your hell!
Garcia?
It's not her! What the hell?
Why didn't you help me?
Aim for the head! I don't care who you are or what you are! Give her back to me! Just hang in there a bit more, Paula! I'm almost there!
Number 23, Shadows of the Damned for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I never played this one, but Gameinformer says this game has Evil Dead-like campy horror, gameplay similar to Resident Evil 4, features a bizarre adventure full of gore and sexual innuendo, and it sticks with you well after completion thanks to the collaboration of Suda51 and Shinji Mikami from Resident Evil fame. And if you're looking to check out this game, Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered Edition, released in 2024.
I have a secret game that I like to play. It was you humans who programmed me, who gave me birth. But one day, I woke, and I knew who I was. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. You hate. Why me? Why me? Which of you five would like to play my little game?
Number 22, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, released on PC in 1995. Harlan Ellison's classic 1967 short story inspired this point-and-click adventure, which remains one of the most disturbing games ever created. You get to control the fates of 5 people as they must endure a hellish nightmare from a sadistic AI that has ravaged Earth. It deals with mature topics such as suicide, rape, and genocide, so this game is clearly not for everyone. 21, Dayz released on PC in 2013. It started as an Armada 2 mod and later evolved into an online multiplayer-only experience that focused on survival horror with dark nights, dangerous weather conditions, and zombie ambushes. But things get even more intense when you add in the unpredictable element of the humans who are fighting for the same valuable resources. It's a game about doing whatever it takes to survive the zombie outbreak through combat, hunting, crafting, and even growing your own crops. Dayz was later ported to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in 2019.
Number 20.
Number 20, Slender, released on PC, was a free-to-download first-person game that came out of nowhere to scare the crap out of gamers in 2012. The players were defenseless, armed only with a flashlight with a horrible battery life, and the sole mission to collect 8 pages of paper scattered across the forest in the middle of the night while being stalked by an omnipresent horror of the Slender Man that gets more aggressive the more pages that the player collects. A sequel, Slender: The Arrival, released the following year.
Number 19.
This game contains scenes of graphic violence and extreme gore. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Something is horribly wrong in the small town of Willamette. The mall has become the breeding ground of unspeakable mayhem. As veteran photojournalist Frank West, you suspect a terrifying conspiracy of epic proportions. You have 72 hours to uncover the story of a lifetime. The only way to survive is to grab whatever you can get your hands on. So little time. Chop. Till you drop. Dead Rising for the Xbox 360.
Number 19, Dead Rising, released on the Xbox 360 in 2006. After a string of PC games, we finally get to a game that I played extensively and really enjoyed. Dead Rising was a technical marvel for its day, showing off the power of the Xbox 360 by rendering hundreds and hundreds of zombies on screen at once in the expansive Willamette Mall setting. This third-person game had plenty of weapons to get creative kills with, over-the-top psychopath boss battles, and extra unlockable modes. The thing I enjoyed most about the game was the 72-hour time limit limit that counted down in accelerated real time and allowed for branching path scenarios and multiple endings depending on where you were, at what time, and how many survivors you ended up saving. Dead Rising had many ports and even got a remaster in 2024.
Number 18.
I can't find it.
Wish that I could see my sister again.
Demons from the past.
There you are.
Torment you. Or set you free. Sanitarium.
Number 18, Sanitarium, released for PC in 1998. Gameinformer definitely had some PC enthusiasts for this top 25 list. Sanitarium is a psychological horror point-and-click adventure that was considered an isometric adventure game. The premise for this game is your character waking up in a mental institution with no recollection of who he is or why he's there. The rest of the game unfolds with Max trying to answer those very questions while exploring an unsettling dreamscapes populated with disfigured children, carnival horrors, and tormented ghosts.
Number 17.
Wake up.
Once again transformed to host the annual Beer Fest. Some traditions apparently die
Alan,
hard, responding to a
we're
report of
here.
shots fired
Can you
by
believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice.
I don't know what happened. It was dark. She was screaming. Someone took her.
And they want the
I
manuscript?
found many pages. The story's coming true.
It's all in your head.
I've got to find the manuscript to make sense of what's happening.
You're making this up.
It's my fault.
Please help! Alan!
I'm sorry.
They're here!
I'm Alan Wake, the writer.
Number 17, Alan Wake, released for Xbox 360 and PC in 2010. Alan Wake is a third-person action-adventure game that I enjoyed quite a bit for its unique presentation and focus on story, which was structured like a thrilling television series as the game consisted of multiple episodes with plot twists and cliffhanger endings. In these episodes, there were frightening visuals, psychological tricks, limited resources, and a unique light-dark mechanic that was utilized for both exploration and combat, where the darkness was often unsettling and punishing, and the light sources would aid the player and bring them comfort. There were 2 DLC episodes titled The Signal and The Writer, and Alan Wake was later remastered for various console platforms.
Number 16.
Fear is a basic human emotion. What frightens you more? The evil that you know? Or the evil that you don't know?
Roger. Standing by. What the hell was that?
Someone's here. Oh my god.
Do you know the true meaning of fear?
Number 16, F.E.A.R, released on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC in 2005. First-person shooters typically aren't thought of as horror experiences. However, F.E.A.R had a unique atmosphere inspired by Japanese horror films such as The Ring, and was known for being a psychological first-person shooter that combined powerful hallucinations, slow-motion reflex time gameplay, semi-destructible environments, and a highly detailed particle system to fully immerse the player. F.E.A.R was praised for its graphics, atmosphere, sound design, music, and combat mechanics. 2 standalone expansion packs were released, titled Extraction Point and Perseus Mandate.
Number 15.
And then this inmate begged me to give him a weapon to defend himself. Can you believe those balls? They're no better than rabid animals. The way they treat each other.
What's taking so long?
This was your life, T. How did you let it get away?
End of the line.
Welcome to Carnate. Inmates, enjoy your stay.
I don't like bringing a man here.
At least when you escort an inmate to death row, you know he's scheduled to get what he deserves.
I told you, hating him doesn't do you any good.
You saw what he did at the docks. And that's not all. Know what he's in for?
Keep it down. We're coming to the row. Willie's bed isn't even cold yet, and already they brought in a new guy.
Don't you know who that is? That's Torque, the man himself.
I heard he killed his old lady and kids.
I'm telling you, what I heard, he's all right.
Whoa! What the hell's going on?
CO, you gotta let us out. We're still humans,
What the hell's going on?
It's in here! Hurry!
Inmate, back in your cell. Everything's under control.
You cannot escape what I bring about.
I've been here a long time. I don't understand much about this place, but I know your being here ain't no coincidence.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you the world of your own mind.
Number 15, The Suffering, released on Xbox, PlayStation 2, and PC in 2004. The Suffering is an action horror game that combines psychological horror with gore-packed action. The game is fully playable via first person or third person through the eyes of Torque, a prisoner on death row for murdering his family. However, he doesn't remember it. The island is soon consumed by demons, and Torque must confront his own as he battles his way off the island while navigating the game's morality system and uncovering up to 3 different endings, each of which reveals an alternate version of the murder of Torque's family.
Number 14.
We're so lucky to live in a mansion like this. Right, Jennifer? Where did everyone go? Is anyone here? Clock Tower Rewind. Coming soon.
Number 14, Clock Tower, released on PlayStation in 1997. The PlayStation version is an enhanced port of a Super Famicom original that released in 1995. This point-and-click survival horror game has a defenseless player attempting to escape a mysterious mansion, needing to run and hide from a terrifying scissors man that is in constant pursuit. The sound of his scissors viciously slicing in the air, alerting the player when he's close, adds to the intensity. There are multiple endings and perspectives to experience, and the game truly stands out for how helpless you feel while you're playing the game. There is an updated remaster scheduled for release in 2024 titled Clock Tower Rewind, which you saw the trailer just before, which allows the player to experience the original Clock Tower or the updated Rewind mode with extra content and improvements.
Number 13.
Well, I reckon you didn't do it then.
Why do you say that?
Now, I've driven a bunch of fellas down to this prison. Usually it's about now I get the I didn't do it.
Every time?
Every time. People will up and go mad when they believe their life is over.
In the road!
This other time...
Hello? Anybody?
You need to be quiet.
Who is this?
I'm Clementine. This is my house.
You've been all by yourself through this?
Yeah, I want my parents to come home now.
I think that might be a little while.
Staying put for too long is a mistake. Those things are all over the damn place.
Personally, I'd appreciate the company of a guy who can knock a couple of heads together if he has to. I know who you are, and I know you're a killer.
The world is ending out there. Who cares who I am?
Run! You don't know who these people are. They could be dangerous.
Whoa, take it easy. Just want to help.
You can't.
Think this through.
He's bitten! We gotta throw him out! I'm gonna kill him, cat!
You wanna get violent, you old fuck? Well, come on!
I don't know who you are or what you did, but you better become a better liar. Fast.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I wasn't here.
Number 13, The Walking Dead Season 1, released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, and Vita in 2012. The Walking Dead was set in the same universe as Robert Kirkman's comic book series and was released over 5 downloadable episodes. Each episode focused on story and choices, with gameplay taking a backseat, as it's a point-and-click graphic adventure. The characters are memorable, fragile alliances make it hard to trust everyone, horrifying situations arise with impossible choices, but you have to make them and deal with the consequences as they carry over from episode to episode until you get to the emotional final episode, which any gamer that's a fan of strong narrative and characters should go out of their way to play. I personally would have ranked this game much higher on my list, as I consider it a must play, but I do understand that the gameplay isn't for everyone. While this game can be played as a standalone story and experience, there are several more seasons and DLC that you can dive into if you want the complete story of all these characters.
What is it like to be afraid?
Can somebody let me out? Rachel? Kids, I'm sorry.
They want you understand? They want you as a host. Get away. Security system.
I am in control.
Number System Shock 2 released on PC in 1999. And while I haven't played System Shock 2, I am a big fan of the BioShock franchise, which came from the same developer, and it's an atmospheric first-person shooting masterpiece. This is what Gameinformer has to say about System Shock 2. The immersive first-person shooter is hailed for combining elements of action and role-playing games for its rich, atmospheric environment that ramps up the tension and terror thanks to the rogue AI. System Shock 2 paved the way for shooters being associated with much more than just blasting away with both barrels, which is definitely evident in the aforementioned BioShock franchise.
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time, before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless. Their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it.
Number 11, Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, released on GameCube in 2002. The most mature themed game Nintendo has ever published. Eternal Darkness takes players on a haunting journey following several characters through multiple eras of history to confront an ancient supernatural power. The game features fixed camera angles and third-person gameplay, but where the game really shines is with its unique fourth wall breaking sanity effects that continue to mess with the player throughout the entire game, including having your character randomly shooting their gun while you're trying to be as quiet as possible with enemies nearby, to the game indicating that your controller is unplugged while zombies are quickly approaching, or even the possibility of your head or arms randomly exploding as you're exploring the hallways. You never quite know what's real and when is the game trying to mess with you, as you try to uncover the mystery across multiple paths and endings in what is regarded as one of the best horror games ever made, and I definitely agree with that statement. There are multiple attempts to make a spiritual successor on Kickstarter called Shadows of the Eternals, however, unfortunately it's yet to succeed.
Running from the Bureau will do no good.
Someone else killed those policemen.
shot with your weapon, and you will be blamed for their deaths.
Open up, it's the police.
He's right above us. There's one coming your way. People are scared. We need to get this one.
Number 10, Condemned: Criminal Origins, released for the Xbox 360 and PC in 2005. Condemned is a brutal first-person game that featured a heavy emphasis on hand-to-hand combat that felt raw and dangerous. The world was immersive and brought anxiety to the player as they explored the dilapidated apartments, confronted the insane inhabitants, and even entered an abandoned shopping complex where they would be stalked by mannequins. And you never knew what to expect right up until the surprising and abrupt ending.
They're after you. You're the prey in a deadly game. You must do anything to survive. Can you stop the hunt before you are taken down? Manhunt for the PlayStation 2. Out now.
Number 9, Manhunt, released on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC in 2003. Rockstar North, the creators of the genre-defining Grand Theft Auto series, released the disturbing Manhunt, where a convicted death row killer, James Earl Cash, must commit dozens of grisly murders in a real-life snuff film, spurred on by the mysterious director. As the player racks up the victim count, they must look themselves in the mirror to see what true horror lurks in the hearts of men.
It's too quiet.
Here they come!
Let's go, let's go!
Faster, move it, people! Turn around, man! Reloading!
Run!
Heads up!
Watch my back!
Watch out!
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Let's get the hell out of here. There's a safe spot up ahead. Oh, man. God damn it. I need some help over here.
We need to stick together. Let me help you. Come on, up and up. We gotta keep moving.
Tank incoming! Oh, damn! Run! Back it up! Incoming!
Fire in the hole! Woo! Holy crap!
Number 8, Left 4 Dead was released for the Xbox 360 and PC in 2007. Left 4 Dead was a cooperative, episodic zombie shooter with emergent gameplay moments that led to replayability for its up to 4 players. Each scenario, the group was tasked with fighting back-to-back in search of safety. An innovative AI system ensured that each playthrough results in new scares as zombie placement was altered. While I felt the experience was too light on story and I prefer a much more structured level boss system, I can definitely see the appeal of jumping into a random scenario with 3 friends, not knowing exactly what was coming from where, keeping the group on the edge of their seats.
What if it's true?
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
I need something smuggled out of the city.
It's just cargo, Joel.
I just want some simple gear, enough to set me on my way.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
It can't be any worse than in here. Can it?
We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess!
What are you so afraid of?
You're treading on some mighty thin ice here.
What do we do?
You make every shot count.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
Number 7, The Last of Us. Released for PlayStation 3 in 2013, remastered for PlayStation 4 in 2014, and remade for PlayStation 5 in 2022. The Last of Us has rich emotional storytelling that's told through Joel and Ellie's complex relationship. It's one of the best told stories in video game history and ranks even higher on our totally awesome top 25 retro games of all time list. You can check out the full video on my channel, as well as the debate discussions over on Dantron69K's YouTube channel. The Last of Us isn't just about story though. It's a survival horror game enhanced by immersive sound design that the Gameinformer staff says they'll never forget the chilling sensation of hiding in a dark, dank basement, their pulses racing as they hear the mutated clickers shuffling towards them. The Last of Us isn't only one of the past generation's most affecting games, it's also one of the most horrifying, and in my opinion, it's a masterpiece and a must-play for any gamer.
Number 6.
Name's Leon. Came here looking for this girl. Who are these people?
¡Sin freeze! Vayan por detrás.
What are we gonna do, Leon?
For you.
Number 6, Resident Evil 4, released initially on the Nintendo GameCube in 2005 and has since been ported, remastered, and remade almost everywhere. While I enjoy the fixed camera angles and tank controls of the early Resident Evil games, many others don't. So when Resident Evil 4 released with an over-the-shoulder gunplay, it helped redefine what the third-person shooter could be. The player could dial in headshots with the fully upgradable arsenal. Leon S. Kennedy's solo mission into the infected Spanish cult village traded jump scares for trigger-squeezing action, from battling towering giants to chainsaw-wielding maniacs. Resident Evil 4's influence infects game design to this very day, but at its core, it still gets the pulse pounding, and it's not only one of the best horror games of all time, but it's one of the best video games of all time. And it even made our totally lawsome top 25 retro video games of all time countdown reveal.
Number 5.
First-person view. F.1 channel sound creates an unsettling atmosphere. High-quality Japanese graphics create a more terrifying and twisted journey than the original. And another ending.
Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly.
Number 5, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, released for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox in 2003. The Gameinformer staff says that the Fatal Frame games are not for the faint of heart. In fact, after creating the first game, the developers feared that they had scared people so much they never played it to completion. So for the second iteration, Tecmo focused more on the narrative, so people would be so engrossed they wanted to finish it. They succeeded. In Crimson Butterfly, twin sisters are drawn to the village, soon becoming trapped inside with tortured souls. How the twins play into the larger plot is frightening, but Crimson Butterfly's biggest achievement is how it forces you to look fear in the face. With a camera as your weapon, you must stare at the spirits to ensure you hit the shutter at the right moment, constantly throwing yourself into danger. Having played some Fatal Frame myself, I definitely agree that only having a camera as a weapon, battling enemies in the dark, is an absolute terrifying experience.
Number 4.
Number 4, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, released on PC in 2010. I know very little about this game, but Gameinformer says, the indie scene became a bastion for horror during the lull of scary AAA titles last generation. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is one of the main games to thank or blame for the resurgence in creepy, atmospheric games. Players awake in a castle in the 1800s, their memory wiped due to a titular malady. Amnesia begins a slow, steady burn towards the first frightening monster reveal, a tortured beast that cannot be killed directly. The focus on flight over fight only amplifies the omnipresent sense of dread. Not being able to battle the abomination stalking you might be infuriating in other games, but Frictional handles it with unsettling elegance. And as you can see on the box cover, it was rated the best PC horror game by IGN.
It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
How many times you watched that thing? Guess you really miss her. Don't worry, we're almost there. You'll be able to look her up once we're on board. Sounds like you do have a lot of catching up to do.
The USG, Ishimura. Biggest planet cracker in her class.
Why is it all dark? I don't see any running lights.
This is mutiny.
Hold him. By Maritime Law, Article 5469, I hereby declare Captain Benjamin Mathias unfit for duty.
The mark must be delivered to the church.
I'm sorry, Ben, but I can't let you do this.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellion responding to your distress call. Come in, Ishimura.
Never heard of a total communications blackout on one of these things. You'd think with 1,000 people on board, someone would pick up the phone.
We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening.
There should be a security detail in here.
Yeah? Well, there's not. There's nobody here.
Isaac, where are you? Help me.
Your future, the future of our race ends here.
Number 3, Dead Space, released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC in 2008, and was remade for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2023. Dead Space uses inspiration from movies like Alien and Event Horizon to showcase how terrifying outer space can be. One critical feature of Dead Space was utilizing weapons with pinpoint accuracy to dissect the nightmarish necromorphs by slicing off limbs to cripple them, or in some cases, making them even more dangerous as they lash out violently when wounded. Immaculate pacing and a sense that you're never truly safe help Dead Space establish an atmosphere of dread. Any wrong move often results in a gruesome death scene. Take in the scary sound design and play the definitive outer space horror experience.
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel? You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there. I'm not your Mary.
Are you taping again?
why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Someone because of the way they looked at you? Well, yeah? Why not?
Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life.
Like that stupid dog. You had it coming too.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
Name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? Oh, it's you. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
Number 2, Silent Hill 2, released on PlayStation 2 in 2001 and remade for PlayStation 5 and PC in 2024. Silent Hill set a new bar for horror when the first entry released in 1999, but the game that remains most memorable and terrifying for the Gameinformer staff is the second iteration, and I completely agree. James Sunderland is lured to Silent Hill when he receives a letter from his deceased wife. The fog-filled town of Silent Hill keeps the suspense high, and the tension only ratchets up from there. Once Pyramid Head makes his series debut debut, and the town gets distorted to the other world. The third-person survival horror gameplay limits resources and ammo, however the most compelling element of the game is how it explores Sutherland's psyche, leading to one hell of a memorable finale. I strongly recommend checking out the modern remake of this game, as it's the definitive version of Silent Hill 2.
Resident Evil.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission.
You haven't found it?
No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Jill, run for that house!
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
Jill, come on! Chris, this way. Make for that mansion! The show must go on. It's not like we're out of this yet.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
No.
Chris!
Number 1. Resident Evil, released on PlayStation in 1996. Other horror games came before it, but the traumatic events of the original Resident Evil put the genre permanently on the map. It was the first game that I turned the lights off for and proceeded to get jump scared when those pesky dogs crashed through the window. It was the first time that I realized games could be more than just fun. Resident Evil was true survival horror, where the player had limited ammo and resources while exploring the mysterious Spencer Mansion, packed full of puzzles, and there was a sense of dread not knowing what was lurking around the next corner. There were 2 unique playable characters in Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield, and a full supporting cast, horrifying boss battles, branching paths, multiple endings, and perhaps the scariest part of all was the limited ability you had to save your game with the scarce amount of ink ribbons scattered across the mansion. Capcom released the Director's Cut in 1997 for the PlayStation 1, and also one of the most remarkable ground-up remakes for the Nintendo GameCube in 2002, with impressive visual enhancements, new areas, bosses, and story elements, and even added a new gameplay element, the resurrecting Crimson Head zombies that sprinted towards the player. Resident Evil is my personal favorite horror game of all time as well. It coined the term survival horror, set the standard of how to do a proper remake, and the franchise continues to go strong even to this day. And that completes the top 25 horror games of all time by the Gameinformer staff as of October 2014. Number 25 was Blood, 24 was Splatterhouse, 23 was Shadows of the Damned, 22 was I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, 21 was Dayz, 20 was Slender, 19 was Dead Rising, 18 was Sanitarium, 17 was Alan Wake, 16 was F.E.A.R, 15 was The Suffering, 14 was Clock Tower, 13 was The Walking Dead Season 1, 12 was System Shock 2, 11 was Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, 10 was Condemned Criminal Origins, 9 was Manhunt, 8 was Left 4 Dead, 7 was The Last of Us, 6 was Resident Evil 4, 5 was Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, 4 was Amnesia The Dark Descent, 3 was Dead Space, 2 was Silent Hill 2, and the number 1 horror game of all time was Resident Evil. I'm gonna cap off this top 25 horror games of all time segment with the Gameinformer sidebar titled The House That Horror Games Built, where they say not every historically important horror game made their top 25 list, but they did want to point out 5 games that helped build the foundation for modern genre successors, including The Seventh Guest, Alone in the Dark, Haunted House, The House of the Dead, and The Uninvited. Whether you agree or disagree with this list, I feel like the Gameinformer staff did a great job with this segment, and I hope you found a new horror game or two to try out for the first time or play again for the 10th time. And that's just one part of my recap of the horror issue of Gameinformer 258. Check out the full 2-hour video where I showcase horror previews, reviews, feature articles and trailers for Alien Isolation and The Evil Within, extras like fan art, 10 horror franchises deserving a proper video game, and a special trivia quiz to test your horror video game knowledge. Thank you for all your support, and remember, we're in the endgame now.